You're starting.
Okay. Hello guys, good morning. It's Carmenang and also Joanna Francois here on Power Up. Please tilt the camera, my dear Natalie, to Joanna here.
Hello.
And of course you can see we have special guests in the studio.
Good morning.
It's Jonathan and Megan from Phantom of the Opera. They're the leading stars of the show, so it's truly an honor to have you guys here.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Yeah. So they've actually been here for quite a while now, and we were just talking to them about food. So before this goes on air, we wanted to ask them, what did you eat for breakfast?
Eggs.
Cereal and coffee.
There you go.
Oh, coffee.
It's groundbreaking.
Lots of
Yeah.
coffee.
Everybody,
Lots
challenge
of
you guys to
coffee.
pick this up.
Yeah.
I may have spiced things up with some pineapple.
This sounds
Yeah.
good though. Very tropical.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like a dinosaur. I have eggs every morning. Yeah.
Dinosaurs don't eat eggs. What
Yes,
a weird
they
thing
do.
to say.
Little dinosaurs eat eggs. How dare you?
Some reptiles do, but dinosaurs,
They totally eat
Stegosaurus
eggs.
doesn't eat eggs.
Not a Stegosaurus, but one
It's
of
a
those little
vegetarian.
guys. They definitely eat eggs.
Who?
Alright,
The little
ones.
ones.
Discussion here about dinosaurs.
You know the little ones that like take over the people in Jurassic Park?
Yes.
The little
The
ones.
scavengers.
Yes,
Yes,
the girl.
They
they
eat anything.
eggs.
They
Well,
eat eggs or some of the things
So
that they eat.
eggs are still part of those.
Tyrannosaurus
I'm like
Rex
the
doesn't
little one.
wake up in the morning and go, oh, I need a hard-boiled egg.
but I'm not-
First of all, he can't eat it.
I'm not a T-Rex. I'm the little scavenger that's going to
Ridiculous.
get you that you don't think.
Ridiculous.
It's important to know who you are.
Morning
she's a
discussion.
paleontologist.
This is why I'm usually asleep by right now. That's right. I actually wanted to be one. I did. I were an
Well, you work with
archaeologist.
dinosaurs.
Really?
Some of them are.
Okay, so now that we know that dinosaurs maybe eat or don't eat eggs.
They eat eggs. I swear to God. I bet they did.
Okay. Yeah.
If they could, they
So,
would.
I had like nothing for breakfast yet, so I'm gonna eat something later on. How about you?
As well, nothing. Goodness. I just had like a diet of nothing,
What's
honestly.
going on with
Water.
us? You should step up our game.
What's
We're like
wrong
a
with us?
breakfast / lunchtime
Yeah.
show. You should always have food around, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so we'll do that. Okay.
Sorry about that, dudes.
Yeah, we're gonna
Right.
go on air very, very soon. Natalie is having trouble trying to think like who is talking right now, but hey, it's me, Carmen, right here.
Nat is behind the camera.
Yeah.
She's our amazing intern. If you could see her
That's
now.
right.
If
You
you
wanna
could see
say
her
hi?
now.
Hi.
The
Hi,
lens is over
Natalie.
there.
Yeah.
Like
It's
just
the-
one
it's a little
eyeball
black
is showing.
on the end of the
Yeah.
phone. You have to look into that.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So we're gonna go on air in a moment's time, so stick around for that.
Yay.
Okay, so this is the song we're coming into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Facebook Live. Still on air. Not yet. Why not, right? Dance
What?
party. 'Cause
Power 98, the music you love, and that was Calvin Harris featuring Rihanna with This Is What You Came For, featuring Joanna Francois' amazing laughter because she's very happy today.
I am.
It's Carmenang and Joanna Francois here with you on Power Up, and we're happy because we do have the cast of Phantom of the Opera
Woo!
with us in the studios right now. Hey guys!
Hey.
So we have Megan Picerno, who plays Christian Daye, and the Phantom himself, Jonathan Rocksmith, totally unmasked right now.
Yeah, both
Yeah.
sides. I love it.
We're also live on our Facebook fan page, fb.com/power98sg, so catch all the unmasking action right there. So welcome on board the show, guys. So
Thank
happy to
you.
have
Thanks
you
for
guys.
having us. Thanks.
Yeah, we're a breakfast lunchtime show, so we did ask you some very important questions just now before we went on air. So now we're gonna ask you an even more important question.
All
So
right.
what has been your actually like a favorite food right here in Singapore?
Oh my God, there's
Like a
so
tough question. Yeah.
This morning.
Oh my gosh, there's
If you
so
just had to
many.
pinpoint one.
Oh, I love laksa.
Ooh.
Oh man,
Oof.
you got my
That's
heart
good.
there.
Mm.
Yes.
But also maybe not so good for the voice.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't do it before I sing.
Yeah. We keep it spicy here on the show. But you, what about you, Jonathan?
Probably the spicy crab. I really enjoyed that.
You guys really like spicy
was really
food,
good.
huh?
We can be friends.
Anything spice-wise, I'm
That's
very
really
happy with,
unexpected, actually. So that's great. No, we're also very happy that you're enjoying the food here. So if you want any recommendations, you can always hit us up and we'll help you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
done,
Certainly.
done and done. We've got another month, so let's do it.
So Megan, you've been in Singapore for a while now. We've been watching your Insta stories. By the way, it's at Megan Picerno.
Ooh.
So what's your favorite thing to do here in the city?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. There's so many things. I mean, we had the great pleasure of being here a couple weeks before we opened, so I actually did like real tourist things. I went to every museum, and so I haven't done the night safari yet.
Okay.
I really want to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
And the garden. Sorry,
So
I
help
keep.
me. If you keep banging this table, I'm going to break your arms off.
Oh,
Christine's not gonna be okay tonight. And I really want to do Gardens by the Bay.
Oh yeah.
But I love art and food and really diving into the culture. And there's so much richness here.
yeah.
And I love just how eclectic it is here too. So it's I love Singapore.
Very
I'm a
thank
big
you.
fan.
I'm just very curious. Why didn't you bring Jonathan along with you on this like little,
Left behind,
trail
oh
of
dear.
finding out more culture and
Oh,
everything?
I was there. I was. I'm just I'm inconsequential to the conversation.
Oh dear.
But I was honestly at the end of the last tour. I was out for the count. I literally.
Right.
I mean, we almost had fights over it because she was like, "Why don't you ever want to come out and do this and do that?" And I literally was like,
Because I've done it before.
"No,
Oh,
I was sleeping in my hotel
He
room."
needs his rest.
Big shout out to the Grand
Everybody.
Mercure Roxy for the most comfortable bed they've ever given me. Thank you very much.
Nice.
I agree with Megan that there is so much to see in the city. It's my second time here, so
Right.
I kind of had done all the highly recommended touristy stuff already.
Wow.
But the stuff that the locals do is what
Yeah,
interests me, because
same.
that's when you really find out what a city's about.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, the number one thing about Singapore that I love, food aside and people aside, is it's just so clean.
It is.
Yes,
Proud
we
of
do
that.
our best.
It
Like,
is
we got off the
clean.
plane and we were like,
Yeah. The air is
smell
fresh.
that? I don't have like a pigeon in my nose. This is.
What now?
It's so clean, and every week, the first 3 days we were here, we played a game to see if we could see any litter. I
Oh my
swear,
gosh.
we
Literally,
really
yeah.
did.
How did the game go?
It's Singapore
We
won,
lost.
hands down.
Both of you lost.
We
The
lost.
city
Singapore
won.
wins.
Every time we would
or
be
did
like,
you-
oh my
did
gosh,
we all
it's a
win,
leaf. It's a
actually?
leaf. It's a leaf.
Truly,
Yeah.
it's something
Well,
else.
that's so amazing that you guys are enjoying Singapore. We love it. So
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna talk about something else we love, and that's of course the musical.
Yes.
You know, it's been seen by millions of people around the world. I've seen it twice. Joanna, you've seen it twice.
Yes, I have.
So Jonathan, for people who have never heard of Phantom of the Opera before, is it meant to be like a scary show? And tell us, what is the show actually about?
Some people find it scary.
Yes.
It is. Look, it is based on a book that is, by all means, a thriller. You know, disfigured genius lives under a Paris opera house, falls in love with a soprano, and does anything he can to win her, and then becomes a love triangle because another guy comes into it. Don't remember his name. And
Bitter.
it becomes it's a love story more than anything else. Some people find certain elements quite scary. I find them quite thrilling. I think it really depends on the type of audience, but overall, it's a melodrama. So it's heightened, and it's
Yeah.
what you see on stage is a very, not exaggerated, but should we say amplified version of reality. It's set in the 1800s, so it's Victorian costumes, and everything's a bit larger than life, and it's this epic love story. It's truly like there's nothing really like it. But if you watch Netflix, or if you're a Game of Thrones fan,
We are.
the number one thing at the moment is sort of that larger than life approach to love, death, and war.
Yes.
So it's kind of like that, really.
I definitely loved it when I watched it. Every time I watch it, even if it's like in the theater or like on the movie screens.
No.
No?
The theatre's better.
It
I
is
agree,
always
but
better.
I'm just saying that whenever I look at the story again and think about it, I always feel so much for the Phantom, and I just
Okay.
I'm always thinking about how much love he has for this lady, and I just start crying.
It's so weird because some people want to question it, and some people are like, no, but he killed somebody, and they don't look past that and go, well, why is he behaving the way he does?
Exactly.
They take everything at face value, and I think if you try and take anything in this show at face value, you're going to be like, well, what's the point? As
Right.
with anything, really. But the point is, like, the Phantom is the perfect example of what happens to somebody if society does what society does, when it finds somebody different.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know,
Right.
the fact that you had Gaston Leroux writing about this in the 1800s and the early 1900s, and the fact that it's still pertinent today means that
Yeah.
you know society hasn't changed when it comes to somebody who's born ugly or different. Dare we say
yeah.
different?
Yeah. It's so
Um,
much deeper than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. So, Megan, can you share with us what drew you to the story of Phantom of the Opera after this amazing explanation
Yeah.
by Jonathan?
Go on.
Wait, can you say the question again?
Of course. So, what drew you to the story of Phantom of the Opera?
Oh, I mean, truly, actually, Jonathan said it so well, but I mean, there's something so...
Of course, you did.
I did that.
I'm so proud of his
Shoulders
answer.
off.
He's like, oh,
He's like, yes, I did.
No pressure there.
No, but really, it's such an incredible, timeless, and universal story, and I think this is why it's lasted over the ages, and this musical particularly, I mean, through the generations. It doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter what language it's in, it speaks to us all, and it's such a human story, and I love that about it. You know, there are really, truly pure, raw human emotions going on that we can see develop through the course of the show. And I really love the role of Christine, actually. I think she's also very misunderstood. You know, I think some people think that she's this weak victim, and I don't see her as that at all. I mean, first of all, she's a teenager, and I think she's very inquisitive, she's very intelligent, she's a prodigy, you know, but she also is impressionable, and she, you know, she lives in a world of fantasy, and the Phantom is someone that brings her fantasies true, and I there's just something marvelous about it, and also to embody a character that truly is consumed by music.
Yes.
I understand this fully, and I mean, truly, there is nothing that speaks to my soul as music does. Particularly, I mean, Phantom of the Opera
Come
is
on.
epic.
It is.
You know, it's epic, and
She's always playing music. I'm just going to say that now. We have fights in our dressing rooms.
Someone sounds annoyed.
I'm like the grumpy old man neighbor. You kids keep it down. Over there.
He's like the little curmudgeon across the street that your ball like went on his lawn, you know, and I've got like rock going on in my dressing room before I go on. No, but I love music, you know, like everything. I love everything. I'm from the opera world, but I love everything, you know, so this show is just...
So every other day in the dressing room is, you know, like pop rock and then metal.
You never know.
and then-
Sometimes it is silence. Sometimes it
No,
could...
then it gets to like creepy because she's got like Eric Satie piano stuff going on.
Oh, I love that.
Just the solo piano in the back. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, but there could be like Rachmaninoff, or there could be like, I don't know, Kiss,
There
or
we go.
Queen, or
Nice.
Lady Gaga.
Of
I don't
those
know.
people, yeah.
You never know what you're gonna get.
Oh, that's amazing. Now we also know what happens behind the scenes. Do catch Phantom of the Opera at Marina Bay Sands in the Sands Theater to create memories of your own, you know, with your loved ones. It's definitely a much watch, and we'll be back with Jonathan and Megan in just a bit, so hang in there. Okay, great first break, guys.
This is the most touch-sensitive desk in the world.
Yes, it is.
All I'm hearing is boom, boom.
I am not hitting the table.
I have to say, so far, the number one culprit.
Is me. Is you?
I'm watching you
Oh my god.
It's not me.
It's your nails.
Oh.
because you just do that. You just yeah, and it just every now and
Right.
again. Yes.
Dang, girl.
I'm very curious. There's no sound though.
We need evidence. We need the receipts.
It's not as sensitive now.
Unless I do this, but I don't really
No.
have nails though.
Because when it was on the paper, every time you did that, it went doom, doom. But close
Okay.
second, I have
It
to
would have to be
say.
me.
Close
I
second.
know.
No,
I
but here's the
know.
thing though. I'm very, very sensitive when it comes to that
Because I've been sitting here going.
Oh, you know what? It's his microphone. It's crazy sensitive.
Yes,
This is
okay, that's the
Perhaps.
thing though. So
Perhaps.
this microphone
for
is
that.
really, really sensitive.
Crazy
So even
mic.
if people
Oh, it's
around you
you.
are moving, it
No,
might
no, no.
catch
Well, I
that.
was just doing that now deliberately.
You're like, "Right here, guys."
I
This is
mean-
how a studio works sometimes, okay? So it's just quite sensitive sometimes.
Wow.
All right, we need a table specialist in the room now. Thank you very much.
But yeah, you know, it's so great that you're actually so sensitive to this as well, because you know some guests they don't realize it.
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine.
Well,
Yeah, so we'll become more careful.
yeah. And thank you so much for explaining the Phantom of the Opera just now. As fans, I think that was an amazing insight into
Oh, cool.
how you
Yeah.
think about the characters and how you feel about
I just wanted to know
things.
more.
I mean, you have to fall in love with your character. You do.
You're gonna do it every night.
Look, I'll be honest. Like I was a fan first, and it still is my favorite show. I think what I love most about this production is most of the cast are fans of the show, or have been in the show before, or loved the show previously. So I mean, I was talking about it. Our Sitz Probe rehearsal in the Philippines, the first time we heard the orchestra.
You guys cried?
Oh my God!
It's pretty magical.
I couldn't sing. I was sobbing so hard I couldn't sing because it hits you. You're like, okay, you're actually doing the Phantom now. You know? And you look around at the cast, and they're all like, I mean, they were crying.
Yeah, it's a pretty. I wish everyone could have been in for that because like the first time you hear all the different colors and everything come together, it's magical.
Yeah.
It's something else.
I stayed behind to listen to the orchestra after you guys were done, but they were being a kind of a pain. They were just like, leave. But I was like, nah, girl.
Yeah, you gotta listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
That was the right choice.
It's nice to have proper musicians, you know, as opposed to a backtrack or a little band with track. You know? I think the days of orchestras are slowly a thing of the past, and it's always so lovely at the curtain call when you present the orchestra and you actually look in the pit and there are actually people there, with instruments, not keyboards, instruments. Actually, we have people with violins and with a flute. And
But also that's a testament to Andrew Lloyd Webber because he loves classical music so much, and he knows how to marry classical music, rock music, music theater into one, particularly obviously in Phantom. And exactly, and people don't even really understand what they're being exposed to by listening to the Phantom. It's pretty epic. Like that overture, I'm not gonna lie, like a rock concert, I always turn all the way up. Like no, literally, it's like dun, 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 and I'm just like, yes, we're going. No, literally, I'm just like.
I thought it was really special. Because I've only watched the production twice, but the interaction between the person who was conducting the orchestra as well as the characters on stage was.
Dar is incredible.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who's that? I
so
apologize.
Dar is our maestro. He's our conductor. I mean,
David Andrews Rogers.
Yeah.
But we call him Dar.
we call him Dar.
Okay, I do have a question because I watched the one in New York as well. So there's the part where the chandelier actually goes down all the way. So why was the Singapore one not going down? Like it was just hanging there. I was waiting for it to drop, but I was like, because
Which show
did you go to?
When did you see it?
What do you mean? As in the first
Surprise
opening night show?
No, I went down.
The second night. We watched the second night.
Oh, the second night?
Chandelier fell.
We had one night where it didn't work.
Oh, okay.
You may have been at that performance.
There was one night where, no, it comes down and it goes up, but there's one night that it didn't go.
I think she's also talking about the sense of danger you get when
because in Singapore
it
we're
goes
very
so
careful
low.
when it comes to that, so I was just like, oh, maybe it's a Singapore thing,
Well,
it's actually much faster here.
Right, okay, so just great, now I know.
It's the greatest thing about all the productions with the chandelier is touring a production of this size means that you have to adhere to everybody's idea of what is safe and what is, I suppose, acceptable to an audience. But because we have our entire set is updated and the technology is much better than any of the other productions, our chandelier's journey is completely unique.
It's a journey, guys.
I agree. You know what? I'm just going with the flow here.
But of course, the chandelier is a surprise. So you'll find out when you watch it in theaters, of course.
I have to say, like everybody gets so nervous about talking about the bloody chandelier. It's not a spoiler. We all know what the chandelier does. For God's sake, let's calm down, Rug. Oh,
it's a lamp.
it's ridiculous.
Not a chandelier.
We know it falls. God.
That truth is out.
It's like, what does the helicopter do in Saigon?
Okay, wait, in fairness.
What do the chairs
not
do in Les
seen
Mis?
Saigon. I'm assuming it crashes.
Okay.
This after the song?
No, come on stage and take some away.
After that, crazy discussion
Of lights. I've never
You're a
seen
Philistine.
Saigon. I've never seen the Saigon.
Saigon's amazing, but Phantom's better.
I don't think they've ever come.
Okay, we're gonna go on.
Really? That I find strange.
Yeah, we should do.
Really? Saigon's never been to Singapore?
Really, I promise you.
Power 98, the music you love, and that was Ariana Grande with Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored. It's Carmen Ang and Joanna Francois on Power Up, and we're back with the cast of Phantom of the Opera, Megan Picerno and Jonathan Rocksmith, who both play lead roles, Christine Daye and the Phantom himself. So you can also catch us live on Facebook on fb.com/power98sg. Hey guys. And now this record-breaking musical is in Singapore until the 8th of June. I know we've got something fun planned for you guys in just a moment's time. But before that, we do have more burning questions for you. So we're going to start with Jonathan.
Yes. So how do you prepare for such an iconic role as the Phantom for the Phantom of the Opera?
I make a point of not getting too much in my head about it.
Okay.
That's actually the point.
Right.
I have a makeup process which kind of does it for you.
Yeah, when you put
and
it
by
on.
the time the prosthetics are on and done, it's like that's enough. Like when I first did the show, I was all about getting into the mystery. I would play organ music and I would do my thing. Oh, I've got to get into the soul of this man. But quite frankly, it's such a good show. As Megan said, you hear that overture, da 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 da. It's done. That's all I need.
You just get in the mode immediately.
I trust this material implicitly, so I don't really need to. I don't feel it needs my help.
Wow, that's so fantastic. Well, Megan, how would you sum up your experience, acting in Phantom of the Opera?
It's awesome.
I love that.
No, I mean it's epic. It's to be able to carry on such a tradition and legacy, to be part of such an incredible legacy. It's no small feat. It's a great responsibility, and it's also a great privilege and honor. I mean, Jonathan and I are, and the rest of our cast, we're now part of.
Oh yeah, them.
No, our entire cast.
That's not what she meant.
That's not what I meant. No, our entire cast. I mean, again, we're really part of such a tradition, and one that spans across the entire world, and it's really special. And also, you really do feel like you're part of a family. I mean, we have friends in other productions. You help each other out. You understand, because this is a very hard show. I mean, it's a epic sing. It's really tough on the body. I mean, you have to put your heart and soul into every single performance. I mean, like Jonathan said, this is a melodrama, and each night you have to go through all of those emotions genuinely. Heartbreak, anguish, betrayal, love. I mean, it's a journey.
Yeah,
it is a demanding journey, spiritually, vocally, and physically. And it's a marathon. It's epic, and it's not to be sniffed at. It is a tough show that is awesome and so rewarding, and it involves a lot of energy. So it's you have to, everything goes for the show.
And you guys were talking about how in Philippines, right? You guys actually witnessed the orchestra for the very first time, and it was so emotional as well. So it's such an emotional journey.
It really is, though. I mean, you fall in love with these characters and the story itself and the music and just everything. It's just as emotional for us as it is for the audience, if not more.
I think in the musical theatre world, Phantom is still regarded as the sort of the peak of the shows and of the roles available. So you covet being part of that show for most of your career, and then you get it, and then you're in it, and then you're sitting in a theatre lobby with 18 or 20 musicians around you, getting ready to play the score for the first time, where the cast sings along, which we call the Sitzprobe.
Okay.
And it starts, and one of the gentlemen who plays the lion man in the show, Luke Grooms, he posted that day, he said, and then you have a moment where you realize you're in the Phantom of the Opera. And it's true, because most of us were sobbing throughout that entire thing. I couldn't sing that Sitzprobe. I was literally, I just red-eyed.
Too much feels.
But then you look at the team who've been doing it for 32 years, and all of them are having exactly the same reaction.
Yeah.
So there's something about the show that takes you right back to the beginning every time. There's nothing like that.
Yeah, I can already feel the magic in the studios.
Yeah.
So, Jonathan, talking about the world tour, right? What is one of your favorite memories from something you experienced on this tour?
I think the first time we heard the audience applaud. That was because you rehearse a show in a theatre or whatever, and it's silent, and when you're doing tech, you've got 8 or 9 people in the house,
Right.
and you get into the song, and they fill the space with applause, but it's kind of like just waiting for the scene change. Okay, next scene, carry on, so we can criticize.
Okay.
Well, you know what I mean. And it's a bit like you start thinking, oh well, this doesn't really matter, blah 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 blah, and then you hear the response of people who have paid to be there and want to be there because they love the show as much as you do, and you have your first applause. I think it was the night that we were there. We have the cell phone announcement. It goes dark, and suddenly the audience started applauding. We haven't done anything yet, but they were so excited to be there, to be the first audience to see the world tour of the Phantom of the Opera.
Wow.
And everybody backstage was just like in shock.
Do we go home now?
And then
Are we done?
That opening night in Manila, we had glitter cannons go off.
Glitter cannons? No one told me.
And they sent,
No one told you.
they sent bunches of flowers on stage, and like the photos of that evening. You can look at anybody's face.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Pure bliss
That's
and
very
joy.
special.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so amazing.
Yeah.
Well, talking about the applause, we also have the
Aha.
music.
Yes.
Just because, we've actually prepared a few questions for a lightning round. Of course,
Okay.
it's themed for
Ready.
Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, no.
We'll be asking you some very tough questions.
All right.
No,
Okay.
we're just kidding. We're just going to ask you very fun and lighthearted questions. So,
Okay.
are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes, always.
Okay, I'm just going to leave the music running. because
Yes,
it's just so
please. This is
amazing.
good music. So.
This is what I'm talking about, right?
All
You're just
right.
like,
All right, we're gonna start now with the Phantom himself, Jonathan.
Mm.
Do you ever get a rash after wearing the Phantom of the Opera mask?
No, I get a rash from shaving in preparation for the
Aw.
prosthetics.
Oh, well, there you go. Now you know. Megan, what is the sweetest thing a fan has ever done for you?
oh, someone made a pop doll for me.
What is
Oh.
that?
Yeah.
Not on this run.
Not an, okay, that was Love Never Done.
Sorry about
Okay,
that.
well, they didn't specify.
Okay.
Well, actually, honestly, all the art that we get,
Yeah.
that's really
Wow.
sweet and
Yeah.
amazing.
All
So,
right.
like,
Yeah.
through Instagram and everything as well.
Yeah, it's incredible. They take such time. So,
They
love.
do.
But, yeah.
All right, Jonathan, have you ever stepped on your cape by accident?
No, but I have stepped on Megan Pacherno's foot after she'd injured her foot.
Oh
And
dear.
literally stood right on it.
Yeah.
And she looked at me with just the look of death in her eyes.
I can imagine
Red
that.
Death has nothing about what that was like.
Man,
during,
during the
mu-
show.
during music of the night, literally, I had to turn your face away, and I had to turn my face. And as she came around to me, I saw her curse my children.
That's right. I'm Italian. Beware of my
Yeah.
stare.
Man. All right, Megan. So, what is your favorite thing to do to help you unwind after a show?
Eat.
Yes, tell me about
Us
it.
too.
It's true.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it's
definitely
actually
helps. Yeah. Okay, Jonathan, what is your favorite scene from the musical and why?
From a musical or this musical?
From Phantom of the Opera.
Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me.
Tough question.
I think it's the first time the music box plays. The musical, The Monkey. First time that plays.
Yeah,
That's my
it
favorite.
gets you in the feels,
Yeah.
definitely. So, okay, Megan, this is from the opening night. We actually caught this small reference to Langkawi. You
Oh,
know?
yes.
And someone just shouts Langkawi. And then, have you ever actually been to Langkawi? And would you like to go?
No and
Mhm.
yes. I have not
Yay.
been, and I would love to go.
It's
So,
definitely very beautiful.
Yes.
We just caught it and we're like, hey, this is Langkawi. Well, awesome stuff. That's our lightning round.
Oh.
Really quick and easy. Yeah,
like
done and
lightning.
done.
Yeah.
Aw,
going.
Jonathan seems like he wants
I was having
more.
the best time.
With the music and everything. Well, thank you so much for being here, Megan and Jonathan.
Thank
we wish
you.
you all the best for the rest of your shows as well. So, the Power 98 doors are always open for you.
Thank you very
thank you
much.
so much for
Yes, you're always
having
welcome.
us.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay, it's back to the music. We got Christina Aguilera with A Great Big World with Say Something. That's up next.
I think probably the best radio interview we've had so far.
No,
Hands
serious.
down.
It was really nice of you to say.
Hands down. Yeah.
Be proud, be proud.
Okay, thank you guys for being here. We'll be back with you very soon.
We're here till 2 p.m. on Power 98. So
What?
tune in.
Oh,
2
God.
p.m.